Some taste. At 11:10 at night, I was given to the world with an explosion of light to fly. Every air was turned into the arms of an angel that made me take my first breath. I opened my eyes with my face against his chest, handed me to my parents to not be raised and protected, be taught the ways of life and how to be loved and respected. I was an only child, given all their attention to intake all of their morals and let their mold a new invention. Well, they were determined to overcompensate for what they were giving by showing me and thanking God that I was living. We were a family together with no pieces missing. I walked in the shadow of what they were teaching me. I was listening and they showed me communication so that I could interact. Defend yourself with morals, don't be the first to hit back. Being my examples and being my role models and bringing me from nothing, from everything, to a toddler, now on the verge of childhood, where everything is changing. I've started going to a place where I can get an education. I'm reading and remembering my ABCs and seeing that these other children don't act like me. I had a fear of death and I thought older than my age, and I'd be quiet for days, can feel the other children's pain. I was different than my surroundings with an intense passion to grow. Little did I know what the coming years would come to hold. The scarred fist and lonely room of the nightlight was always on. A little bit of assurance that would hold me until the dawn. The circle of my life was a third of the way complete. I pulled the covers over my head, falling asleep to my heartbeat. And I was born into a palace of love that brought me up to life being alive and alone. Cause I was born into a palace of love that brought me up to life being alive and alone. I was born into a palace of love that brought me up to life being alive and alone. I was born into a palace of love that brought me up to life being alive and alone. The morning lit up my room and just pulled me to that mirror, and that fuzzy image was now 50 times clearer. I was beginning to take shape as a young man who knew nothing about his fate, while a voice whispered in the day. 16 years since my first taste of the oxygen, and life is all about being a comedian. Well, I walked along corridors looking at the gum on the floor, hoping not to make eyesight with those who are more mature. I'm insecure about girls, they're not impressed with my tactics. Classmates laughed cause I was sarcastic and overdramatic. Well, I possess a type of personality and took things to the maximum and took everything so gradually. Grades were not important, authority was my jealous enemy. And who was dominant? I'm having a selective memory. So far from where I started, I stood at that ledge, going through the open spaces and the confines of my head. I had started walking backwards just to find a different course when I had learned the definition of a difficult divorce. And the worst is yet to come, but my direction had to be straightened. The wound would be healed, but I had to rebuild with my patience. Slowly but surely the role model lost all its meaning. Shoving matches were replaced with yelling matches and screaming. Those eyes that were glued to that high school floor, when now I'm full alert with my fist up looking for a war. I'm a self-declared orphan by convenience and pain, and everything had lost value from trust to my last name. The river's pulling me under by dragging me on my arm, but I'm not used to swimming because the water has always been calm. I went under with the force of nature, but God held my breath. When I came back on the surface, there was nothing left. I had to rebuild and look for that lost piece of my soul. I had nowhere to start except the first open road. I'm in search of the person I was, but I had a higher purpose. Learn what there is to know and walk barefoot in God's churches. I went back to that mirror to see how much I had changed. My childhood was gone so fast, my younger face had left a stain. I speak as an adult with a desire to help those who can't stand up on their own. I speak as an adult with a desire to help those who can't stand up on their own. I speak as an adult with a desire to help those who can't stand up on their own. I speak as an adult with a desire to help those who can't stand up on their own. My feet have seen every mile, my eyes have seen every tree. I have drank from the streams and I have prayed on my knees, and I have read every book that was ever written to teach, and I have spoken every form of understandable speech. I touched love so many times that I thought it would never end, and I bleed light, and I've died on the inside for my friends. My past is my future, and soon the two will collide, making the time I shed my skin the very day I decide to break away from the journey, say goodbye to the peace, break the pack with the pain, and let my heart be released. And at this point, I have lived enough for 50 lives, and my struggle is gone on longer than I had ever realized. And my parents have passed away and my legs are getting sore. I'm alone like when I was younger, but I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. The missing piece was always there, I just had to look harder. But I'm reborn spiritually as I become a father. The love has brought me back from that exploding moment, but now the tables have turned, and it's me who owns it. And as of now, me and the pain have an agreement. It will not touch my development or my son's existence. I've stolen the benefits of loss and made a choice to overcome. I stopped walking and found myself in the place where I begun. 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 Cause I have seen everything and I have been every place. I have breathed in every body, I have worn every face. I have seen everything and I have been every place. I have breathed in every body, I have worn every face. I have seen everything and I have been every place. I have breathed in every body, I have worn every face. I have seen everything and I have been every place. I have breathed in every body, I have worn every face. I've seen everything and I have been everybody and I have worn every face. And I have seen everything and I have been everybody and I have worn every face. And I have seen everything and I have been everybody and I have worn every face. And I have seen everything and I have been everybody and I have worn every face.